Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Let me know when you're here. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you today. Hi, Becky. Sound okay? Looks like it's okay to me. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Lena. How's Miss Lena today? How is Miss Lena today? Hi, Laura and Beth and Debbie and Joni. Hi, Tori. It's good to see you too. Hi, Maria. Maria's here. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, thanks, Cindy. Hey, Tracy. Hi, Gina. You got your haircut, Lena. It makes a difference, doesn't it? Makes a difference. Hi, Sheila. Oh, you're welcome, Sheila. I'm glad you got it. Just some little stuffs. Hello, Debbie. Oh, I think I said hi to you before. Sorry. Linda McAllister. Let's see. What else? Did I say hi, Gina? I don't know. The brain. Oh, good, Sheila. I'm so glad. Hi, Terry. It makes a world of difference getting your hair done, doesn't it? Just cutting the hair. If I didn't get anything else done, just cutting it and freshening things up, it makes a huge difference. The fact that I got color put on it to make me look anti-skunk really helps. Hi, Janice. I know, 11 weeks, it's crazy. That's about how long I went, and it was like, if I don't get this haircut pretty quick, I'm going to take the razor. I'm going to take a razor. Take scissors and a razor. Hi, Nancy. So, I'm going to try not to cough and carry on today. I had a bit of a relapse, rebound reaction, or whatever you want to call it. Something else bloomed around here, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I went right back into the same craziness. I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with any stressy stuff in the world, does it? I'm sure it can't. Hi, Carla. Tori's putting hers in a ponytail. I know. I had mine in a ponytail, and my ponytail's about that long, right? It was literally about that long. And I think you guys saw me one day. And I had like 4 or 5 bobby pins just trying to keep it out. And I'm like, and the hairspray. Oh my gosh, the hairspray. Just trying to keep the, under control, out of my face, anything. Such problems. Hello, Arabella's heart. Yeah, even 2 inches will help. Allergies are stinky business. Stinky business. I'm telling you, they are stinky business. And, I used to have terrible allergy problems a long time ago. Used to have terrible allergy problems. And then I got, and my mother would say I grew out of it. However, I was probably in my 40s or 50s when I grew out of it, at least in my 40s. So I don't think that was it. I think it was all the changes I made in diet and so forth. Hi, Lauren. It is hard to do. Carla says it's hard to do videos when you're sneezing like a crazy person. It's so true. Hi, Glenda. Good to see you. Oh, you survived the virus, Arabella? Oh, that's good. Is Arabella your name? Is that what you want me to call you? Hi, Artful Dabbler. Artful Dabbler is Andrea, is that right? Hey, Mary. Hi, Dana. Good to see you. Hi, Shu. Boy, we got people from all over the world here. I'm so glad you did okay with the virus, Arabella. Hi, Nancy. Your sister thinks that kombucha kicks in the allergies? Really? Okay, Arabella. Okay. It's one of those things. I mean, I've been drinking kombucha for a while and have had no problem with it. Hi, Debbie. We got lots of Debbies here today. I think some people are just more sensitive to, people are sensitive to different things, right? And I've had no problems for as long as I've been doing anything until the spring. And it's like when the first trees came out, I'm like, oh, I can kind of feel it, and then it got crazier, and then it got crazier, and then I got over it, and everything's fine. And then we have 2 different kinds of trees on our property. And then the second kind of tree did its thing, and I'm like, oh, man. It started all over again. Anyway, it's crazy. Okay, Becky, no problem. Hi, Athena. Hi, Robin. This is kombucha. There are lots of flavors of it, lots of different brands. It's a fermented tea. This one has black tea, green tea, kiwi juice, fresh pressed pink lady apple juice, basil, and 100% love, it says. So, anyway. And it's just funny. It's just funny. We all react to different things. I mean, there's things that... Oh, do you make your own, Nancy? There's things that I can't eat very well. Like, for example, cheese is a real issue for me. A lot of dairy things are things that I can't do without. I can do a little bit, but if I do very much, it just sends me over the top. So anyway. Okay, let me get rid of the cup. So anyway, it's good to have you guys here. Yeah, so I just thought we'd chat for a minute. What was the tea you drank? Celestial Seasonings Bengal Spice, probably, because I love that. Tori, Artful Dabblers Tori. Gosh, I don't know. Andrea's Function of Light. I don't know why I confused the two of you. Forgive. Hey, Jan. Hi, Laura. So good to see you guys. So, Tori, you're in Ireland. Okay. Okay. So we'll see how long my voice and everything holds out. I do have some cough drops at the ready. I have the kombucha to keep my throat wet. So we're going to see how we're doing. My energy level hasn't been super great this week, but, it is what it is. No worries. In the scale of everything, no worries. No worries. Although I know when I go out in public, I better have that mask on because I'm telling you, if I sneeze or cough, everybody around me thinks I'm trying to kill them. Hi, Jean. Oh, I'm telling you, bobby pins are the saving grace. Yeah, Mary uses them. The Mariotier, she uses them in her journals. If I had them in my journals, man, I'd be ripping those things out and sticking them in my hair, I'll tell you. So anyway, so welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here for Drama Free Friday. And in case you don't know who I am, which I would imagine you probably do, but my name is Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. That's our website. Hello, Dorothy. That's our website. And we have a membership business, or membership business. Listen to that. That was like so unprofessional. It's a membership website. I guess it is a business. You're going to have to just forgive me because I think my head's clogged up with pollen. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me today. We do this show, this year we've been doing it every Friday. There for a while when the whole COVID thing started, we were doing a whole bunch more streams. Hi, Gail. Hi, Sue. I was doing a lot more live streaming, and I had to kind of cool my jets on that a little bit. I'm good for a sprint, but when it comes to marathons, man, oh man, can that just wear you down. And the more that I was streaming, the further behind I was getting with everything else. So anyway, hello, Journal Artista Paula. I know you may hear some of that. Hi, Anne. You may hear some of that today. So if you hear me coughing or, doing any weirdness or clearing my throat, yeah, that's where it's coming from. Anyway, I'm armed with stuff to try to avoid it. But you'll notice, as I started to say, you'll notice with lots of people who were not normally streaming, again, everybody went in full tilt, to kind of help everybody have someplace to go and something to do. And you'll notice that some of them are kind of winding things down a little bit. Because again, you have to just be able to take care of yourself too, Hi, Thunder. Hi, Kellyanne. Hi, CB. And anybody, if I missed you, I'm so glad you're here. So let's see. Several things I was going to tell you about, and then we'll see what you guys want to do today, because I honestly don't have anything planned in particular, so be thinking about what you'd like for me to do, because I can pretty much, hi Christy, I pretty much can put my hands, hi Ann, on whatever it is that you guys want to do, I think. So be thinking about what you want. So anyway, one of and I do have a gift for you today, a free download. So hang on with me because I'll give you that. In fact, it's in the description box below the video. You'll see the download link. It's called Blue and Yellow Mandala, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So anyway, it's a free download. You can go download it whenever you want, and we'll talk about what it's about here in a minute. So anyway, must have been last weekend. My kitchen is in the lower level of our house. Our house is a tri-level and the kitchen is in the lowest level. And the light over the sink, it was a light that my husband put in when we moved in here. It's only been like 30 years. And it was a fluorescent light. And that fluorescent light, for whatever reason, you'd think they'd last longer than 30 years, but for whatever reason, it gave up the ghost entirely. And gave up the ghost entirely. And so that was it. It was done. It was over. It was, yeah. And because our kitchen is in the lower level, when I stand at the sink and I do stuff, I'm working in my shadow. So Claus Man, thankfully, knows how to do stuff. And so he went to get the parts to replace, to fix the light, right? That's not hard. That's not hard. Yeah, only 30, Becky. That's right. That's all. It should have lasted at least another 10, I think. But anyway, so he went to get the parts. Well, they don't make those parts anymore because they're phasing out fluorescent lights, apparently. And so we had to go to an LED light and a completely different kind of one, right? Hi, Beth. A completely different kind one. Hi, Allie. Save your suggestions here for a second, if you would. You're welcome, Laura. So anyway, he went and he bought, after a while, he found the light that they said and brought it home and blah, blah, blah. So on Monday this week, we were going to put it up. Okay, now he's the one that engineered this deal, put this light up over the sink because I don't know what was there before, probably a little, little bitty thing where this was a nice big light bulb. And then he put, in order to dress it up, because he's good at doing this, he made a board and some trim and put it up. And so that all these years, kind of like a valance, a wooden valance, all these years it's looked great. Well, now it's time to change this out. Hi, Pavla. Now it's time to change this out. So you're working over the sink. So he puts a board over the sinks, because you can't really stand in the sink very easily. We have a ladder, and then has to get the old light fixture down and ready to put the new fixture up. Except we're working under and behind this thing, this wooden piece. I'm telling you. Hi, Cheryl. It was the craziest thing ever. It took us, primarily him. I was only there to try to hold things, be the person on the other end of the 4-foot light bulb fixture thing. It took us the better part of the day to get this thing done. I'm telling you, for 2 days, both of us were so sore. He more than I. So sore from that. You just would not think that you'd be in, being in that, but you're in a strain and you're under and you can't see. It was craziness, people, craziness. However, it's all done now and it's gorgeous and the light doesn't make any noise. It's like magic. It's like magic. So anyway, I'm very grateful for that. I didn't know. Hi, Joan. I didn't know how grateful I would be. I'm very grateful for that. Being able to see is really important. I'm telling you. So that was the adventures of Clausman and Barb trying to get a light fixture put up. We got it. Thank goodness he knows how to do stuff. So let's see. That's kind of catches you up on what's been going on around here. And no, because it's a permanent installation, Gina. It's a permanent installation. Yeah, it wasn't like it could just come down and then, yeah, it was permanent. It wasn't engineered with a thought like that, right? Hi, Sandy. So, and one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about is, in case you're unaware of it, is our newspaper that comes out every day. And so I want to show it to you on my phone. And so I'm going to do that here real quick. You can subscribe to the newspaper. I'll show this to you on my phone. You can subscribe to the newspaper by going to HowToGetCreative.com, and there is a tab up at the top in the menu bar on the computer, or you could do it on your phone, and it says news. And if you click the word news, it will show you the newspaper, the current edition of the newspaper, which comes out every day. And you can, if it's on your phone, like this is on my phone, if you'll come down to the bottom where there's a big purple button, and that purple button says, see if I can get it in here, it says read paper. If you click that, it will take you to your browser, and it allows you to see all the stuff that's in the newspaper. And you can view it with headlines, or if you just want to look at photos, it will give you all kinds of photos for inspiration. And then you have the option for more things to look at as well. So this is on my phone. I just wanted you to see what clicking on that purple button, by clicking on the purple button, you don't get just the little kind of overview, the short version. You get the whole paper if you click on that. Now you can look at it on your computer as well. There's no charge for the newspaper. It is there for inspiration. If you want it to come into your inbox every day, then it's really simple to put your email address in there and it'll come to your inbox and then you can look at it. It was, nope, it's not a town newspaper. It's our newspaper. Hi, Janice. So if you want to, hi, Virginia. And so if you want to do that, it's easy. It's very easy. We try to make things as easy as possible. So anyway, I just wanted you to show that, or wanted to show you that. So if you're in need of more, if you're in need of more inspiration, and ideas, and maybe just something to entertain you, it's a good way to do it. Hey, Janet. Pardon me while I get a cough drop. Hello, Barbara Clark. So, sorry, but you're going to have to put up with me doing this. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, stick them in the chat. Otherwise, it is good news. It's Friday again. Hey, Race. It's Friday, and Race might even be able to, I don't know where he is, but he might even be able to put a direct link in the chat for the newspaper. There's Clausman. If he's not available to do that, that's fine. I explained to you how to get there, but it's just a really, I don't know, that newspaper is really good. I get a lot of inspiration. It's not always things that are my thing. Like sometimes it's crochet or yarn bombing. That's one of my favorite things to look at, yarn bombing. Yeah, Ray says it's the weekend every third day around here. No kidding. No kidding. Anyway, newspaper's good. Doesn't cost you a thing. If you're interested, there you go. Okay, so the blue and yellow mandala. Let me explain to you where the blue and yellow mandala came from, okay? I showed this once before. I'm going to show it again. So this is a mandala that I drew in this book. It's a circular grid sketchbook. And so this is a mandala I drew in here. And then I made a copy of the hey, Jamie. There it is. There's the link. So if you guys want to click that link about the newspaper, you can click it directly from there. So thanks, Race. So anyway, this is the mandala I did. I just was doing it. This is super thin paper, and I wanted to see how it was going to work with the super thin paper. And it is really super thin paper, let me tell you. And this is Inktense pencil. And I used a Dove blender pen to blend it out because I wanted to see how it would behave on this really thin paper. And it really worked well. Anyway, I drew the mandala from this one. So here is the PDF version. And it is, the link to this is included in the description box below the video. And if you want to download it and whoops, that was tricky. Let's see if that does that again. Ah, look at that. Ta-da, it's my magic trick. Did you see that? Look. Magic. It's the little things in life that entertain me. Hey, Judy. It's an interesting book. It is an interesting book. I don't know how well my camera is going to accept this because it's not a lot to focus on. Yeah, it's not going to like that one tiny little bit. It doesn't the thing that this grid doesn't have is it doesn't give you the 45-degree angles, and so it's not quite as easy to use as one might think it should be. Anyway, the point is there's a mandala for you. The link is in the description box below this video. You can download it for free. You can. The only thing you can't do with it is sell the design. Now, having said that, if you use this mandala design and you make cards with it, for example, as long as you're doing them for your, like you're doing them, you're coloring them, and you're making cards, reproducing them yourself, and you're making the cards, like you make 5 copies of it, and you make 5 different, hi Nancy, and if you make 5 different mandalas and you make cards with it and you send them to your friends or whatever, or you made a set of 12 different ones, as long as you made them, I don't care if you sell them. You just can't sell the design. Okay? Does that make sense? The design's mine, but I'm not going to put a bunch of restrictions on what you can do with it because I want you to enjoy it and have fun. Okay? Now, several weeks ago, we did the Beyond Mandala Madness course that we recorded live, the live sessions. And quite a few of you are on the email list from that because you made donations for the course. And so, those of you that are on that list, this is a holiday weekend coming up. Well, let's face it, none of us can go anywhere, so none of us can do anything special. So it's kind of like, well, bah humbug for that. So I thought, well, what we could do is, if you guys, any of you that were on that email list for Beyond Mandala Madness, I will have another show and share, special show and share on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to download that mandala and do something with it, I don't know what you want to do with it. No restrictions, just do something. And we'll have a show and share and get together and do some fun stuff, show each other what we've been doing with the mandala. Okay? So I will send you, hey, Shelly. So, so watch your email because I will send that information to you. Okay? So that's for the people who are on the email list for Beyond Mandala Madness. But anybody can download the mandala and enjoy it and have fun with it. Okay? So there you go. All right, that's that. All right, so now I'm going to go back to what I asked you to think about a minute ago, and that is, actually, we're not going back to that. We're doing something different. Listen to me. I tell you, my brain's clogged up with snot. Sorry, that was crude and crass. Does that sound good to you guys? Hey, Brenda. So you've got between now and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern to do whatever you want to do with the mandala. And you can resize it, if you want to make it bigger, smaller, whatever, you can just knock yourself out and have fun with it. I know, Laura, right? It's what it is. Okay, so we've had requests from lots of people for merchandise, aka merch. I didn't even know there was such a thing as merch. It's like I heard people talking about merch, and I'm like, what is merch? Well, anyway, I'm a little more educated. Sometimes I'm slow, but eventually I get to the party. Sometimes it takes me a while. No, I'm not coming down with a cold. I'm just dealing with an allergy rebound again. Any hoot. So, we're coming out with merch. And so I'd like to know what kind of merch you'd like to have. I know. Isn't that funny? It's a funny word. I'd like to know what you'd like to have. My initial options, we're going to, you may have seen it below some of the videos because we played around with it. We have a Teespring store. And so I thought I would just let you guys kind of put some input, give me some ideas about what you'd like. So my first 3 options that I thought we would play around with are the coffee mug, a tote bag, and maybe a t-shirt. So, so let me know. A pin bag. I don't know that they have that, but we'll look and see. So I'm seeing some things about coffee mugs. Yeah, the stamps are a whole different, that's a whole different category, but that is in the works. Yes, that is in the works. So those are the things that we're kind of thinking about. So now we're restricted a t-shirt that says it's easy. It is. If you just do it bit by bit, it is easy. So tote bags, huh? Okay, so you're giving me some great ideas. An apron. Part of what you're restricted to on this, and they do have a lot of options, but you're restricted to what they have available. So we're not going to do like a ton of things right off the bat, but I just wanted to see kind of what you guys thought. Pencil case. So kind of the pouch, a Siamese cat. Yeah, no kidding. Sometimes we have Siamese cats that are for sale real cheap. Not today, they're being quiet. Hi, Rhonda. So yeah, so we'll see what we can put together. I just wanted to have some input from you guys because I wanted to know what you might think. So anyway, okay. So thank you for a sponsors t-shirt. Oh, that's funny. I'll write that one down. I hadn't thought about a sponsors t-shirt, but that probably is pretty good. Thanks, Becky. Yeah, an apron. Aprons are really good. I don't know, Nancy, whether they have the tall mugs or not, but we'll check into it to see. So I'll make a note. So the next question I have for you. So let's say that we have the merch figured out. What are you interested in seeing on the items? Hi, Judy. What are you interested in having on them? Are you interested in artwork? Like a black and white artwork on a tote bag that you can then decorate? Are you interested in color, finished mandalas that I've done? Are you interested in the funny faces, the goofy relatives? I'm just reading the chat. So it's kind of some of this and some of that. The sponsors, the sponsors are probably going to blow everything else out of the water. Of the dog with the glasses. I'm just reading the chat as it's scrolling by. Relatives, mandalas. Oh, so there is a yes on the pin bag. Okay. Race is in the background looking at stuff, apparently. Sponsors footprints. I got to tell you, that crazy Chance, Charlie, speaking of sponsor things, I got to show you this because this was so funny. Okay. This is like a proud mom. Sorry if you're having to listen to my belly rumble. Look at that face. I mean, look at that face. I don't know if he's annoyed or happy. He's laying on my lap. But isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I just thought that was the funniest picture with his ears back. And this one. This is Chance right here. See his nose? Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're looking on the computer. This is Charlie right here. There's his nose. But look at their little paws. Look at their little paws. They are the best of friends, I'm telling you. They are the best of friends. I know he did look indignant, didn't he? But look at them. They are just such friends. Anyway, I just had to show that to you. You know, I'm like bragging on my kids. They're just so funny. They're just so funny. These animals. Okay, so pretty much I got the answers to that stuff. So thank you for that. Thanks for your input. Race wanted me to be able to show you stuff on the computer, you know, like to take you into my computer and have us all look around and play together on the computer. And I'm just going to tell you, my brain was not up to that this week. Maybe in the future week, but not this week. I know, Sir Charles, sponsor of dignity. Oh, anyway. Hi, Mina. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so the next question I have for you is, what would you like to do today? Good paints for coloring on a shirt, something that will withstand washing. You want to use fabric paint, and I probably would use a fabric medium with it as well. And then what I would do is read the directions on the paint real carefully and follow them to the letter. So if it says to iron them, you know, let them sit for a certain period of time and iron them, you know, covered with a press cloth or parchment or something, I would do that. Make sure you do that. And follow the directions to the law. If they say cold water only, then that's what you got to do. And you probably, and I would not put it in the dryer. Whatever it is, I would not dry it in the dryer. I would hang it to dry always. A journal cover for glued art journal we created earlier this month. Okay, I'm not ready to do that. Linda, we will take that under advisement another day because I'm not ready to do that yet, but thank you. That is a great suggestion. So you guys several of you are wanting to have a cover for that. We'll see if we can do that next week, okay? A supply I haven't touched in a couple of weeks. I've touched it all because I've cleaned this place. Jelly plate play. Journaling. Portraits. Family portraits. You guys aren't helping me. Apparently, I'm guessing that you don't care all that much, right? As long as we do something. All right, let's do something. Would you like to work in the big art journal? Let's narrow it down to journaling. Would you like for me to work in the big journal that we started earlier this year, or the small one, the small journal? So, big journal, small journal. So I'll give you the options. Hi, Pat. So we have this one, which is the big one. This is the one we've been playing around in together. This is the one that we just started a few weeks ago, put the book together. And it's going to be, you know, there's a few things in here, but not much. Beth says big. Her eyes aren't what they used to be. There you go. Big? Pretty much. Okay. All right. We'll work in the big one. How's that? I know this is a shock and awe, but I have stuck things in this journal because that's what I do in every journal I own. If you take them off the shelf, finished or not, I take them off the shelf and they always have stuff in them. They're always booby trapped, always. All right, let's come back to this. The big journal is neglected. It is kind of neglected. So let's come through here. This is the Deana Wakeley journal that she came out with several years ago. It has different kinds of paper and stuff in it. We started at the beginning of the year. And I couldn't even stamp the stamp right way around, but, you know, it is what it is. It's an art journal. So different kinds of paper. This is burlap. This was when we talked about this song that was so meaningful to me, so I put the lyrics in here. That's why that's in here. These are from the Mandala cards. If you don't have a deck of the Mandala Madness cards, that's what these are from, the middles. And you'll find the link to those in the description box. Hi, Carrie. Below the video, you'll see the link to the cards if you're interested in those. This page is canvas. So that's what this page is. And we did the background with napkins, I think, and then came back over it with, I drew with a pipette and permanent ink. And then, I don't know what else I did. A lot of this is napkins. These are napkins. The butterflies are napkins, but the whole background is napkin. And then this is a deli paper printed, jelly printed deli paper ruffle. And more mandalas. These are done with punches. This is all different punched shapes. So I'm just coming in so you can see. So these were all different punched shapes with little bitty punches. And I just created different mandalas using all the punched shapes. And then paint pens and stuff. Jelly roll pens and paint pens to make them come together. Again, I apologize for the coughing. It's just the how of it, as my son would have said a few years ago. These were all images from calendar, just bits and pieces, a collage of calendar bits. This looks just like my granddaughter's cat. His name is Ari, and he is a character and a half. But all these are individual pieces. So this is one piece. This is several pieces. That's another one. The cat was one piece, and the head thing with the apple, that was different pieces. Hey, Shelly. And this was, I don't know what this was. This is another piece of the canvas. But we put him together. That's another one of the deli paper ruffles. This says, surround yourself with tacos, not negativity, which I agree with. And this was done in February. So this was still before the lockdown happened. Let's see what happened here. I don't know what happened here. I just cut a door and put it together. This was a Seth Apter kind of. Hi, Joey. Yeah, these are really fun to do. The mandalas with the little bitty punches, so much fun to do. This was Seth After technique using, monoprinting from a piece of canvas paper. And this is just drawing my favorite big old loopy flowers. I drew those with fine line bottles of paint. And then we have the family gallery, which this never got completely finished. So these are some of the goofy relatives, which, by the way, several of you asked about the goofy relatives. We do have those in process now to make stamps out of them. The first set we're going to do is a set of male faces, and also sentiments. So, like thought bubbles, sentiments. So they'll work together. Just so you know. Don't know when they'll be out, but we do have those in the works. So there are the crazy, funny relatives. Photo gallery, it needs a lot of work to finish this up, but I ran out of steam for whatever reason, and I don't even know what week I did this. And then the lockdown happened and locked everybody at home, and so we just started making a goofy collage. This is one of my faces, and then everything else here is a collage. I did find some toilet paper to put in the bag, so I stuck that in there. And this had a bunch of things that I thought would be funny to stick in the bag. There's paper towels, and there's Clorox wipes, and what else? Anyway, there's all those kinds of things that I thought would be funny to add to this. So it's another thing that's going to be stuck. That's just stuck in my journal. Why are there candy canes down here? I don't know. Probably because she has candy cane legs, and it just is. And then we did the this thing, roll a Picasso. And so we did this the early part of April when we were needing something that was just mindless. And so this is what we did for Roll a Picasso. And they're fun to do. They're really fun to do. Goofy as all get out, but, fun to do. When in doubt, put a bird on it. And so those were fun. And then these are just a bunch of odds and ends of things. So this is where we are at this point. So do you want to work in this journal? Hey, Ruth. Should we work in this journal? Let me go get my box O scraps. I have so many. Okay. Does anybody else in this group have multiple boxes of scraps? What is it about that? I don't know. I have so many boxes of scraps, I can't even tell you. Actually, I have one right here. We'll work out a bit. One big box O scrap. Okay, this is only one of several boxes of scraps. Shall we work in this? Let's work in this and see what we can come up with. I may have to go get some deli paper. So I've got some thin papers to use. Let's see. Most of this is like cardstock and stuff. Let me get some deli paper. Big journal stamp of small jelly plates. We could do that. We could do that. Let me go talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Let me go get a couple things. Okay, let's see what we can do. Looking for the brush I want. Just a second. You guys, that's the trickiest little thing there. You guys ever clean yourself up enough that you hide things from yourself? Hi, Mary Beth. Yep, that's what I did. That's why it took me a minute to find it. Shocker. Okay. So let's put some collage on this page. Okay, let's just put some collage on this page. So what I have in here is, most of it is, not all of it, but some of it is printed deli paper. What was this? I forgot. I should remember, but I forgot what that was. Anyway, paper napkin, or a paper towel. Okay, I'm going to put all the rest of this away. Okay, let's put some collage down here just so we've got something to do. Hi, Tammy. We don't know what we're doing. We're just playing today. Because my brain isn't working all that well yet. I used it all up last night. I was working on a class for the members at How to Get Creative, and I used up all my brain power. I think this is permanent, whatever this stuff is, so we'll see. We'll find out, won't we? We will find out. Hi, Danielle. I am glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I have some regular paper towels. I'm just getting my brush wet. And I'm using Golden Matte Medium because that's what I have. I threw out the Mod Podge that I had. I know, some people are going to just faint when they hear that. We all find products we like, and we all find products we don't like. I don't like Mod Podge. Some people just love it, and that's great. I don't like it. So, and I was keeping it because I was feeling guilty. What is that about? Keeping something because I felt guilty getting rid of it. And I'm like, nope. Nope. Just getting rid of it. Don't like it. You know what I don't like about it? I don't like the smell. Crazy, but true. So, I know. We should all have such problems. So anyway, I'm just going to tear up some pieces here. Hi, Chris. So I'm just getting some pieces of paper. Scrappage. Right? Get some scrappage. This is one of my favorite pieces of deli paper. I just love this. These were done on a jelly plate. So I don't know what we'll do. Page is not super hugely big, and so we don't need giant pieces. Alright, that should be enough to just put some collage down in this thing. Yeah, and some places it does stay sticky. That is exactly right, Ruth. Some climates is worse than others. It is just not my preferred thing. I never have any trouble with golden matte medium, but you know, I'm sure there are other people that it's expensive. There's no getting around it, but it's a great product, I think. All right, so we got some pieces of that. That's pretty. All right, let's see if we can get some pieces of this. It is a Stream Deck, and I don't know what model it is. It looks like this. I don't have any more information than that, to tell you the truth. I have two of them. The other one is not working, but I have two. One that controls the PC and one that controls the Mac, because it requires both computers to do this for the way our system functions. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we got some stuff, so let's go for it. So I've already wet the brush, and so let's just put some, probably should put something behind this before I scum up the page. Behind it. It has been quite a while since I've been in this art journal, and I will tell you straight up, every time I'm away from art journaling for a while, it takes me some time to get my bearings again. So what we're just doing, what I'm intending to do here is just to put down some paper, just to get some color down. And then if we want a jelly plate on top of it, we'll jelly plate on top of it. How's that sound? Sound good? And we're going to go until I give up. Until my body quits working. I can't talk anymore. Whichever comes first. That is absolutely the truth. I am very proud of him. Very, very proud of him. He's the best. He's the best. So these were all... this is all deli paper, deli wrap, and it's printed with a jelly plate, and it looks like it has some stamping on stuff on it. Normally I tear off the straight edges. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to go for it. Clausman Bringer snacks. That is something you definitely don't want me to be doing, is eating on stream. You definitely don't want that going on. And this paper, this kind of paper that's in here, looks like it might be watercolor paper. I'm not entirely sure what this particular paper is. I mean, this is obviously craft paper, but I don't know exactly what this one is. Oh, you think that's it? I think he has an awful lot to do with what kind of person he is. He is an incredible young man. Now, unless he gets the big head, let me assure you that he gave me a few gray hairs, which I ceremoniously cover up every time I go to the hairdresser. Lest you think he's perfect. But that's what kids are supposed to do, is give their parents gray hair, right? That is exactly what they're supposed to do. Give you gray hair. One of the hardest parts about doing a mindless kind of thing like this is the chit-chat, maintaining the chit-chat. Because you know how it is when your voice is kind of going wackadoo. It becomes a challenge. Normally I just figure out something to talk about, and then I just chatter on, tell stories and stuff like that. But we're gonna have to find an alternative. Okay, so let's put some little pieces of this in here. So this is every bit of this that I've put on here so far. This is just deli paper. That's been probably clean. They're probably cleanup prints, I'm guessing. I just keep them in a folder, but clearly there's a whole bunch of other junk in the folder. I have slept on the couch for this entire week, so I could keep my, so I first of all wouldn't wake Clausman up, keep him awake, and also so that my body was elevated enough. You guys do not need to listen to my personal issue, do you? You don't. I need to just stop talking about that. All right, so we're going to find out if this is permanent. I think this might be alcohol ink down here on this paper towel, because it doesn't seem to be moving. So I think that might be alcohol ink. That's a good thing. Hi, Sophia. Good to see you. So we might stick some jelly plate prints on top of this in a manner of stamping on top of this. I don't know. We'll see. We're just mostly putting stuff on here just to do it. I like the colors going on. That was purely accidental, completely serendipitous. You talk about whatever, huh? I do like the colors. Don't forget to download your copy of the blue yellow mandala. It's called that because that's what the color combination that I use. One of the hardest things about the mandalas is naming them for me. It's like trying to name stencils, right, Joan? It's like the naming of stuff. You'd think that would be so simple, but man, it is not. So, and I did it such a last minute thing that we just called it blue yellow, even though it's a black line art. Oh, you got it, Laura? Good. Well, I hope you have fun with it. It is hard. Yeah, I'm telling you, the naming of things, it's like crazy. Crazy challenge to name stuff. You'd think it would be so easy. I do love that alcohol inked paper towel. That is good. All right. I'm going to try not to put any more stuff on this at the moment. I was just reading the chat. Okay. So I'm going to put the lid back on my matte medium. I use Vaseline on the lid of my matte medium. It's been a while since I put it on there, so I'll show you what I do. I do this every so often because anything that's sticky, I do this with tacky glue or any other kind of glue. Sometimes with paint also. Gesso's another one. It'll stick itself shut. But I just use petroleum jelly. Put it on the top and then also around on the threads. And you have to do it every so often because it wears off. But I do that and it doesn't stick itself shut. Hi, Catherine. But so my little container of petroleum jelly is about gone. I'm gonna have to find some more. So anyway, that's what I do. Okay, let me dry this and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do next. Or maybe we'll put some paint on it while it's wet and goopy. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. All right, I can get to these. These are Lumiere Paints. Oh yeah, don't open stuff with your teeth. That's not good. So these are Lumiere Paints. They happen to be what I could reach easily, so we're just going to grab some of these. These are from what's called an exciter pack, which means these little bottles like this, and they come with like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 or 10 bottles in the exciter pack. If you don't know if you're going to enjoy using something, when the bottles are when the product is packaged like this, it's a great way to try something out and see if you like it. So these are metallic or pearlized. Some of them are halo colors, like this one is halo violet gold. Halo violet gold, which means it has both colors. This one is pearl turquoise. Pearl turquoise. This one is metallic olive. So it's just sort of an assortment of colors. So let's put some color on here, shall we? So I did not dry this. So it's anybody's guess how this is going to work. It's anybody's guess. Actually, I like the polka dots. All right, let's just start with those two colors, and maybe that's what we'll use. Okay, I'm just going to use my goopy brush that I rinsed out just a little bit. It had matte medium on it. I rinsed it out a little bit, not a lot. So we're just going to put some color on here. We can always add more, right? When I'm art journaling, I try very hard not to be married to the outcome. I try to just go with the flow and see what happens. And clearly the purple is pretty. Ruth is going to like this because Ruth is a purple person. The purple is strong. It took over everything. So what we're going to do is dry that layer so we can put the turquoise back on top of it. Yeah, this is going to be Ruth's deal. Ruth, did you get your happy mail yet? When Judy's mother passed, she had 72 grandchildren and 32 great-grandchildren. Wow, that's a prolific bunch right there. That is a prolific bunch. Whew, hi, Malia. That is a lot of... There was a guy that worked for us one time. This is years ago. And when he was, I think he was the last one of a bunch of kids or something. Big family. And, or maybe he might have been one of the older ones. He must have been one of the older kids. Anyway, the mom kept having kids, you know. And at some point, he wasn't very old. He was telling this story to us, and he said that his mother would remind him that he said this when she brought home from the hospital another baby, and I don't know how many there were, and he looked at her and he says, I guess she asked him what he thought of the baby or something, and she looked at him and he said to her, Mama, us has got enough of kids. Us has got enough of kids. Yeah, exactly, G. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you got it? Okay, good. Hi, Nicole. Okay, so this is never going to be completely dry until it sits for a while. And you know what might be happening here? I might stick some of this turquoise on here, a little bit here and there, but I like this page the way it is. So I may be, we may turn the page and work on a different page and do some jelly prints. What do you think of that? What do you think of that idea? Nothing says we have to finish this one. Absolutely nothing says we have to finish this. That's one of the things that Paula, Journal Artista, is really good about doing. She'll just work on this and work on that. Okay, so you probably can't see this a whole lot, but there's a lot of shimmer and shine in this, which is a nice contrast with the matte medium in the background. All right, let's dry this again. Get it a little drier. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, it is. No rules. When I do my journaling, my writing journal, I always start out with putting stuff on the page, and I've shown that a zillion times. But in case you're new here, I'll show you one more time. As soon as I get this a little bit drier so it's not going to stick together maybe, huh? Hi, Christine. Thank you all for being here. Joan is, have you guys ever noticed that Joan Smithies is always so agreeable? I've never met Joan in person, but I think she's got to be, and I don't say this lightly, I think she must be one of the kindest, nicest people on the planet. And I do mean that. I do mean that. She's always so agreeable. I don't know if her husband would agree with that, but... Okay, let's set this aside for just a second. Yeah, some of you guys have met her, haven't you? So some of what I do when I journal, when I start, I always start out by doing something around the borders, and this is totally just whatever happens. So like these are magazine pages that I ripped up. These are little arrangements I've ripped out of a magazine. You know, it's whatever is, you know, whatever happens. So I usually try to do something that is motivating, or, you know, like, or something that just catches my attention. And then I will stick cards in here as well. But I love doing things like that. So I always start out with images and just whatever around the edges of the page. Sometimes you'll see that they're not, you know, it's not really, sometimes it's less than other times. Like this was in March. You would have thought that was Valentine's Day or something, but it wasn't. So this was a page we did together. I never finished this. I should finish that sometime, shouldn't I? And then occasionally there's nothing. But anyway, the point being, for me, it's about when I'm going to write, because the writing is really important to me, and I do a lot of that. It's how I process the world. This was when our grocery store had changed, and now you had to stand in boxes, and anyway, rules, so many rules. But that's what and this is junk from punched butterflies. So that's the trash from around it. This is also trash up here. And then I put stickers inside the where I'd punch the hearts out. So I just add stuff, you know, I just put stuff in here. And that is how I get myself calmed down and centered enough to be able to write. And it's like, there's the cats, you know, so these are mandalas. These are nature mandalas. Sometimes there's stickers. Sometimes there's, you know, like this was a beautiful image that I saw on a flower bed when I was walking one day. I took a picture of it. Clearly I needed to be without stress, so I put the picture of put the tea bag in here. This was junk from around a mandala where I cut the center out and used it from one of our cards, and so forth. Anyway, so I do that on my journals, my writing journals, and I never know what I'm going to do when I start out. Never know. But typically I will put things in the corners and around the edges so that I have plenty. Like this is a card that Ellie did. One of our VIP members sent me that card. Sometimes I go in the middle of the page. I always try to do something at the beginning of the journal to get me, you know, so it makes it unique from the others. But I just start out and I just do it, you know, I just do it. And it gets me centered enough to be able to calm down and write. So, anyway. Okay, so let's trim off the edges, shall we? Because you know how, if you've been hanging around me anytime at all, you know I do not like the edges. I like the edges to be tidy, as it were. Tidy. So I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm going to throw these little scraps away. Do not let me keep these little scraps. If I say I'm going to... I don't know about you guys, but I am famous for throwing stuff in the trash and then digging it back out. What is up with that? What is up with that? Okay, somebody else here, tell me that you do the same thing, please. So I'm not thinking I'm the onlyest one that does that. I have done that with fabric and paper and cardstock for years. Throw it away, dig it back out. Like, no, I'm going to use that. I might need that for something, you know? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Oh, Laura said yes. She picked her own trash yesterday. Okay. You don't know how much better that makes me feel, honestly. That is a pretty page, people. You know, I may keep that page just like that because I really like it. I like that page just like that. Okay, throwing the scraps away. Okay, they're in the trash. Now the trick is don't drag them back out. Don't drag them back out. Oh, golly. Yeah, I really like that just the way it is. I like that the way it is. All right, let's turn the page. Let us turn the page. This is going to make my camera a little crazy for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I need to see it. I need to use it right then. Well, that's good. That's a good rule. That is a good rule. All right. These are the jelly plates I got out. These are my little tiny jelly plates, so maybe we'll use those, huh? This is another thing. Art journaling is something that I have to get my bearings on, and jelly plate is another one. Some people just go for jelly plating with no problem whatsoever. I'm not one of those people. I tend to be someone who has to, and probably some of it is because I do so many different things that, you know, like when I get into sewing, I get warmed up and I really get the sewing going, and but it takes me a little bit. Art journaling is the same way for me. Your husband says, if it's made of paper, he asks if everything is trash or art supplies. That's funny. That's funny. All right, let me get some stencils. All right. Stencil Storage for little stencils. And when we were streaming one time, I paste paper. These were just manila file folders, I think. But it's how I can get the stencils out of this thing. It's a great storage system. It's a really good storage system, but man, you got to have some way to pull the stencils out, because if you don't have some way to pull the stencils out, yeah, makes you crazy. It makes me crazy anyway. I don't know about you guys, but it makes me crazy. All right, I'm going to use that folder of stencils, and that's all. Got to limit yourself, man. Oh, it's not all that organized. It just looks, it's a fake out. I probably, honestly, I probably was desperate for something to do on a stream one day and thought, oh, well, that'll work. Yeah, those are file folders. You can still see the writing underneath it. But this was all paste paper techniques on this. That was fun. And then I made tabs. And these tabs have a plastic cover on them, but they won't stick to the paste paper. Yeah, so that didn't work out so well. So I ended up having to staple them on. So yeah, every once in a while you do something, you think, oh, it's going to be such a good idea. And then you go, well, that didn't work at all. It's like it didn't work at all. Hi, Tanya. Okay. So let's get out. Let's do these three shapes. I'm going to limit myself so that I don't overwhelm myself with stuff. Does that sound familiar? Any of you guys get overwhelmed with things? Is Ruth leaving? Hey, Ruth. Okay. All right, tell me what colors you think I ought to use. I'm going to let you design this page. I did the last one, so you guys have to design this one. What colors do you want me to use? Pick 3 colors. I'm speaking your truth today. Blue, purple, or blue and purple? All right, blue and purple. What else? One more. Bye, Sylvia. Thanks for being here. I hope you get better. Blue and purple, and how about blue and purple and orange? What about that? That'll challenge us. All right, let's see what we got in the way of, again, because I can put my hand on it. Distress paints. Shall we use these? Because I haven't used these in a long time. All right, there's purple. Broken China or Salty Ocean. We'll use Broken China. And how about Spice Marmalade? Let's use those 3 colors. Because they're right here. And a brayer. And we have some stencils. So, of course, we have to use dots because that's what we have to use. And let's do some, I don't know, maybe we'll use that big thing, huh? Hi, Amber. And maybe we'll use that one. And then there's some Seth stencils. We might stencil on top of that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. All right. All right, let's see what happens. We need some paper to roll off on. I'm just going to roll off in this phone book. Okay, so let's start with the rectangular or square. Can't even tell my shapes. How sad is that? It's a good thing I can get to my stuff, you know what I mean? Good thing I can get to my stuff. All right, there we go. Okay, let's start with, what color you want me to start with? These are our colors. These are the colors we're working with because that's what you guys voted on. Which color you want me to start with? You guys pick. Blue? Okay. I haven't used these paints in a long time. I don't know whether they're going to work for me or not. We'll find out. We will find out. I don't know whether the sponges are still usable. No, that's all right. This is what happens when you don't use your stuff. You got to use your stuff. Trying to avoid dumping all the paint out here. Okay. And this may take quite a few layers. because this is clearly this little jelly plate's clearly new, so it did not want to accept the paint very well. Oh, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Okay, let's go again. Okay, that's enough of that. Help if you could see it, wouldn't it? You'd think I'd never done this before. Well, that's going a long way, isn't it? Okay. All right, so we got some blue. Let's switch to a different color. And if we need to introduce another color beyond this, we will. So let's switch to a different one and switch to a different jelly plate. We'll just play. How about that? Let's just play. Hi, Joyce. Okay, let's go with the purple next. And let's do the little circle jelly plate. Ooh, this one's not looking so good. I'm telling you, it has been literally ages since I've used these paints. Ages and ages and ages. Yeah, this one may be toast. Not looking hopeful for this one. Nope, that's not looking hopeful. We're going to switch to a different purple. And we're going to toss that one right in the El Trasherino. That's what happens when you don't use your stuff. Okay. Sayonara to the seedless preserves. You're done. Goodbye. Okay. We'll see if Purple Pizzazz wants to play. Okay. So this is a this is Americana Purple Pizzazz. So let's see what we can get out of this one. It's about gone. I'm telling you, what's up with my art supplies? What is up with my art supplies? Good enough. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Moving on. It's a hot mess at the moment, right? It's chunky, Mary. It's real chunky. It is real chunky. I mean, badly chunky. Badly chunky. I mean, it's so chunky, it's chunked up on my brayer. That's how chunky it is. So I'm just rolling this off on to clean the brayer off. Mary, you can't make me dig it out of the trash. You just can't. I won't let you. I won't let you. Hi, Linda. Chunky Funky is only textured. Well, it has to work though. As a rule, I don't finger paint, but some of this was so chunky. It's not the paint's fault. I've had it for too long and I haven't used it. All right, good enough. All right, let's see if the orange one is in better shape. Sounds like it is. This is spiced marmalade. That Mary, I'll tell you, she's determined, isn't she? Dig that out. Dig it out of the trash. Mary, you can't make me do it. You cannot make me do it. Hi, Alicia. I have used the eye zinc. I have used the eye zinc. To be honest, it's not my favorite paint at the moment. It could be my favorite paint tomorrow. It's because I haven't used it enough to be familiar with its properties. So just because I don't like it today doesn't mean it's not going to be my absolute favorite product in, you know, in a week or whatever. When you're working with glazes like those, they're kind of their own animal, you know. Oh, who can't use some spots? I'm telling you, who can't use some spots? People, spots are where it's at. Terrible grammar, but you know what I mean. Hey, Kathy. Yes. Now, who can't love that? Right? Who can't love that? If you don't love you some orange spots. Hi, Shannon. Yep. I like that orange color. All right. Let's put some more orange paint on here. And if I miss saying hello to you, please know that I'm glad you're here. It's pretty much used up, pretty much. Okay, let's Good enough? Maybe let's go to the back to the square a minute. Uh-oh. Now that's not good. Put my sleeve right in the orange paint. It's like, wait, where's this orange paint coming from on my mat? Oh, that would be because it's coming from my sleeve. I did find that the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser cleans up this mat. That was great. That was a great discovery. Because this is actually a cutting mat down here. Man, I had scummed that puppy up. I definitely had, and I'm like, oh no, I really need this mat for recording and stuff. I shouldn't be working on top of it with paint. Shouldn't be working on top of it with paint, but you know, sometimes we do what we do. Yep, sometimes we do what we do. How about a little salty ocean? If you use ice ink on the jelly plate, beware of lots of sticky cleanup. Yeah, probably won't be doing that. Probably won't be doing that. All right, let's see if we can get this lid off. These poor paints, I've got to use these. All right, this color is Salty Ocean. Beautiful color. The color palette is amazing in these paints. Okay, let's go back. Oh, it's calling my name. I'm telling you, it's calling my name. Gotta have some more spots, don't you think? Need some more spots? I think so. I think so. How about down here? Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's just go on top of this with this is going to take some serious work to make something out of this. You know? And so what I think we're going to do is we're going to go back to collage, and we're going to collage right on top of this. Because I think that could be fun to do. Okay, good enough. Let's give it a bit of a dry. Think we should do gesso first before we go to collage? That's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Good idea. Isn't that what Lena calls it, an idea? When in doubt, add gesso. Yeah. Let's see, where is it? All right, I think it's dry. Bye, Dana. This is the thickest gesso sometimes. All right, I think you guys can see. Well, the other thing it does, not only does it knock it back, but it helps unite things together. Whoa, have some white gesso, people. Would you like, is anybody needing any white gesso? Lord of mercy. And for my next trick, when CB said to use a light coat of gesso, I don't think that's kind of what she had in mind, really. Seriously. Yeah, I don't think that's quite what she had in mind. But when in doubt, just roll with it. When in doubt, just keep on going. There isn't anything you can't cover up with another layer of something. All right, we have a little bit of gesso on it. Let's put some collage on it. Let's go back to some collage. Some transparent papers. Translucent, not transparent. Transparent means you can see all the way through it. Translucent means not that. Okay. Tell you what, I have this place all cleaned up, and then I start doing this, and holy mackerel, can I make a mess? Can I make a mess, or can I make a mess? Okay. There's a right royal mess going on over here. Okay. Put enough crap on top of a page, and eventually you're going to get something that you like. That has not happened yet. That has not happened here today. Not on this one. Not yet. This is when you want to sing, is it the Beatles song, Come Together, right now? The thing about art journaling, you can't get married to the outcome. Some people know exactly where they're going to go before they start. That is not me. That is not me, not me, not me. I ripped this edge off because it had, you know, the edge of the paper, the manufactured edge. I'm going to leave it, put it right back down. Yep. Let's see what else I have. Need something to spruce this puppy up. Put some of this purple on there. You're welcome, Shauna. It's my pleasure. Hi, by the way. Actually, I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of growing on me a little bit. Who would have thought about that? Who would have thought that would happen to this? This one piece of deli paper is really wrinkling up on me for some reason. That's funny. Sometimes it's like the weird and wonderful, isn't it? I'm telling you, the best things that happen for me are always the serendipitous ones. It's the trying to recreate the serendipity that always gets me in trouble. So what are you guys doing? Are you guys playing along with something, or are you just sitting there going, oh, what in the world is she going to do with this? I wouldn't blame you. If that's what you thought. By the time I'm done with this, it's probably going to have 14 layers of stuff on it. So much stuff that I'll have to rip out pages in this journal just so that there's room for all the thickness on this one. Oh, Shauna's trying to get through the last 5 minutes. You can do it, Shauna. You can do it. You can do it. The YouTube chat flagged some of the strangest things. It wasn't going to let Shannon say fussy cutting. It's like, why? You'll let some other weirdness go through, but not fussy cutting? Are you kidding me? Nina's drinking Irish blend. Good for you. we're going to stop with that. That's enough. That's enough of that. We're going to have to do something else. Let's put some stamping on top of it. What do you think about that? Yeah, bad fussy cutting thoughts. You think that could be it? Could be. Could be. All right, let's dry this puppy. Making a birthday card. Good for you, Anne. Oh, I didn't see Laura's stream this morning. I'll have to go look at that. Actually, I like the jelly plate stuff in the background. I do like that. Joan, you are a stencil making machine. I'm telling you, you are something with those stencils. Good for you. All right, let's clean up the edges so we can see what in the world we got going on here, shall we? One should never judge an art journal page or anything else while it's in process. You just shouldn't. You just got to keep going. And I'm sure that most of us have a fallback of some kind. When in doubt, do X. Now, if Packer Dye was here, she'd be leaving all these raggedy edges because she likes raggedy edges. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. Oh, Tunder's cooking Echo Dye papers. That's great. Now, actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's got possibilities. It has some possibilities. Now this one I like better because I like all the bright colors. But you can't do everything the same. You can't do everything the same. You could, but it makes life quite boring, doesn't it? It makes life really, really boring. Yeah, I like the first one more too. Absolutely. But this one is, you know, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Let's do just because we can. Looking at my little bag of stamps here. It could go horribly wrong at any point. And you know what? There's always black gesso. Black gesso is definitely a possibility. You never know. Sorry, I'm just looking for a minute. I'm asking for some inspiration, which I haven't received yet. Do you ever do that? Stand there and look at your stuff and go, come on, something inspire me. All right, this is Sizzling Pink. These are notoriously transparent. That's okay. So these are stamps that I made. These were inspired from Laurel Birch stamps. And then I'll go back over, once they're dry, I'll go back over them and add details and what have you. Be nice if you could see, wouldn't it? Well, that's going to sparkle it up. And then we'll do some black outlines on that later, and that'll work out all right. Or something. Then again, it could sit forever just like it is. Could happen. Bye, Cheryl. Gonna frost a cake. Good for you. Can't remember the last time I made a cake. I like using this very translucent fluorescent color. Not too bad. Can't believe there are this many of you here watching me fumble around with this. These are just made of fun foam, these stamps. Just made of fun foam. So that was Americana Sizzling Pink Neon. This one is Americana Cadmium Yellow. Hi, Ellie. Oops, my handle's coming off. That's not good. We did these in one of the VIP group classes. Used the Laurel Birch stamps. First of all, in one class we used them as the class, and then I think it was the next class or two I blew them up, refined them, blew them up, and then used them to stamp on fabric. So let's put a little yellow on it. Yellow is notoriously translucent. Yes, it is. But we'll detail it later. Hi, Tink. Okay, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Today, my voice has held out better than I expected. So I'm going to use some of this little guy. And I think we're going to stamp some white of whatever those are. Flower things. What do you think? That's okay. You can be late. It's okay if you're late. No tardy slips here. So this is just Americana titanium white. Once I finish this up, if I finish it up, providing I don't black gesso over the whole thing, start again, I will include it in the blog post. So you can see it, or you can come back next week and see what in the world she did to make it come together. There's a distinct disadvantage to having the book with a big old gutter right in here, because you can't get off the page. Such problems I'm having today. Such problems. Mostly I'm just having problems because I'm just fussing about it. Could be a flower garden before it's all over with. Actually, I'm kind of liking it. When in doubt, do more. This is having a bit of the effect of white gesso, huh? Toning it down a little bit. And then I'll bring it back with whatever I decide to do later. Actually, I kind of like it. I'm kind of liking it. Oops. We're definitely not getting the cats out today. I will tell you that. All right, we're just going to stamp right back over this because it didn't stamp very well anyway. There's too much junk on this table to get those cats out. I'll tell you. It's good enough. We're going to call it. We're going to let it sit. You like the layers? It's coming together. You know, sometimes you just got to keep going. It's like when in doubt, keep going. Eventually, something's going to pop out and go, yeah, this is what I'm going to be when I grow up. But you can still see the jelly plate stuff in the background and the stenciling in the background, and you can see some of the deli papers showing through. And then the little stamps, you know, these little fun foam stamps. And before I'm tempted to do anything else, I'm going to throw those in the water and put the paint away. Or I put my elbow in it again. See? See that? That's orange paint. Yep. No, it's just too much junk on my table. Just too much junk on my table. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits today. Actually, it's not so bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not so bad. It's coming together. I mean, it's got a ways to go yet, but... And then there's the other one, which is just a layer of paper and a little bit of paint. Who knew? Who knew? All right, so we'll see what happens next. We'll see what stay tuned. We'll see what happens next. You never know. This is actually, this kind of page is the kind of page that I love to cut up. I love to cut something like that up and use it for card bases or ATC bases. So from a distance, that's what the other one looks like. You can really see the shimmer on it. See? Look at that shimmer. So there's the other one. It's not so bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, okay. Enough of that. We'll put that over there and let it dry sufficiently, and then I'll come back and do something else with it. Yeah, waiting for merch. Okay, so if I can find my mouse, I could actually end this stream. It's gotten buried. For my iMac, I have a Magic Mouse. Every once in a while, it gets a little too much magic going on. And it does, I'm sure it's something I'm doing, but it does something where you're like, wait, how did you just do that? So sometimes there's a little too much magic in the mouse. Yeah, just saying. All right, my voice is just about to crap out on me, so I'm going to call it a day. So thanks everybody for being here and for putting up with whatever it was I did here today. Look how pretty this is. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I can't talk anymore. I will see you all next week. So don't forget, the download for the mandala is in the description box below the video. Those of you that are on the Beyond Mandala Madness email, you'll have an email, or the list, you'll have an email later today or tomorrow. But we will get together on Sunday. I'm going to have a group for you, show and share group at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, this Sunday. Okay, I got to go so that I don't start really embarrassing myself and making you guys go, what was wrong with her? All right, I will see you guys later. Remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.